What would you do if you had a toothache?
I'd go to a dentist.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
But before I go to the dentist, I'm going to do my cleaning so the right dentist shows up. I'm not going to go to any dentist, because if I go to the dentist, it'll be hell to pay. So the idea is to be at zero, the right dentist will show up, and you will have great fun with them, as opposed to going like that. But the idea is you want to always make sure you're at zero, so the right opportunities and the right people. Yeah. So, too bad, we'll still have to hang around psychologists. Yeah. Yes? No, I want to hear it on the mic.
I'm still thinking about the cleaning on her sick husband, and you mentioned data and memories, and I think...
Did you hear it? Did you hear it talking?
Yes.
Well, how would you hear it talking if you weren't hearing data?
Whose data? Is it
yours?
Is it my data?
Yeah,
when I'm cleaning, am I cleaning just my data, my memories?
Well,
is it universal memories and data of everyone here?
Why would you be interested if you're cleaning your stuff? And if you're free, I mean, why would you be interested if anybody else is free? If you're free, Tom, if you're absolutely free, why would you be concerned? Because when you look around, everybody else will be free. But it's because you aren't free, nobody else can be free.
It's all my problem.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm here to say that. Just data.
Just data.
Yeah. So when you hear her, you don't hear her. You hear your data of her. This is your reacting. This is the veil that the great sages talk about, sages like Chaucer and Shakespeare. So you never hear, because if you came out of zero, let's say she began to talk, and as you talk, you began to clean. So let's say you talk, she's talking, and I begin my cleaning. Cleaning, just cleaning up my stuff. That's all I'm here to do. Okay, now inspiration comes up, and I will see as God sees. I will hear as God hears. I will act as God acts, because I'm moved by inspiration. But I can't be moved if I'm into bullshit. Really. Most of the time, we're just stuck in the data. So now you get a choice. You get to see as God sees, or you get to see as trash. So when she's talking, I'm cleaning already, because she's giving me a chance. That's why I'm here. I'm here going, I'm going to hear stuff I should be cleaning on. But I've been working on you folks for the last, how many weeks, Joe? Yeah, so Joe has been sending me the list. I've been working on it. So in case I bang you a couple times, you won't get angry. Yeah? Yeah. So she is doing us a favor that you and I didn't know we had this stuff in us. She speaks, wow, I get to clean. I get to be back to zero. She goes back to zero. Her husband will go back to zero. And divinity will give to him what's perfect and right to him, only because you and I were willing to be 100% responsible. Yeah. That's how great you can be, or just be a pain in the butt, John. Yeah. Do we get a break? One more question, maybe.
And then take a quick
Can you ask Joe Vitale one more question? Yeah.
Oh, all right. Make it an easy one, like what time is lunch or something like that.
So when you're saying if you're going to go to the dentist and you start cleaning to make sure you get to the right dentist, if there's so much of that in the subconscious, how do you know, or do you ever get to zero?
See, but you'll never get it because you're thinking now. You're trying to figure it all out, as opposed to just get to the cleaning. And if you did your cleaning, I can't imagine that divinity would not provide the right dentist.
Okay.
I can't imagine. If you were God and I did my cleaning, you would provide the right dentist. But we're always in, how do you know? How come? I mean,
that was a great answer.
Yeah. Well, can you tell us how you wrote the book?
I wrote it by being inspired. I wrote the book by not writing the book. Now, I've written a lot of books. Most of you know things like The Attractor in some of my marketing-oriented books. But when it came time to write Zero Limits, and of course I was excited about it, I couldn't wait to write the book, I really felt like the hand of God directed my writing. It was one of the easiest writing experiences ever. It flowed. Every now and then I would pause and ask myself, what do you want me to say next? Well, what was I talking to? I was listening to inspiration coming through me. And I kept cleaning and cleaning, which is what I'm doing 24 hours a day, nonstop, and I'll tell you some stories about what's happened to me by continuously cleaning and allowing inspiration just to come through. And when inspiration comes through, I act. For the book, I just kept writing. I actually wrote it in a very quick time period. It seems like I wrote it in a couple weeks. And then I think we went to Poland while I gave it to you to review. And by the time I came back, he had reviewed it. I went ahead and tweaked it a little bit, and the book was done. Not only that, when I sent the book to the publisher, now remember, I just finished the book and I sent it to the publisher, that book was listed on Amazon as a pre-publication book. Because of the clearing, because of the energy that I was putting into this, because of an article that was an excerpt from the book, that book became an Amazon bestseller 6 months before it was published.
Now, I tell you my part in it. So he sends it to me to look at. Well, there's no way I'm going to look at it. So I do my cleaning, and as I'm watching page after page, up to about 150, I heard the Vinny said, put it away. This is done. Don't do any more. It's done. So I said to him, I'm done.
And I thought he read it.
But you know, you're looking to clean because you're looking to have God read it. And as I was watching the eyes of God reading it, I heard really clearly, just, it's done already. Don't be messing around with it. Don't be trying to put a comma here. Don't. So I go, oh, okay. Like that. I literally had to tie my hands, you know? I would like to take a break.
Let's take a quick break.
And
Just
finally,
like
the guy
5
looked
minutes.
at me and he says, "Are you a movie star?"
And I thought, I don't know where this is going. And I said, I don't really know what you mean. I'm not really a movie star. He says, yeah, I think you are a movie star. And he says, I've seen you in a movie. And I said, okay, what was the movie? He said, Desperate Encounters. And I said, Desperate Encounters, what was that? And he said it was something with Kurt Russell and I think Harrison Ford. And I said, I was in that one? And he said, yeah, you were in that one. And I said, was I a good guy or a bad guy? He said, you were a bad guy. He said, you were a really good bad guy, but you were a bad guy. And I said, oh, really? And he said, yeah, I also saw you in Law and Order. Law and Order, the TV series, I've never even seen it, let alone been in it. And so I'm thinking, this guy has a different view of reality, and he's seeing whatever he expects because he did not believe me when I said I was not in those movies or TV shows. He had his own little programming that he had caught, his own data, and coming through him, through his eyes, and his opinion was, I was just a celebrity movie star who didn't want to be recognized. This guy also said, you know, last week I picked up William Shatner. And I said, oh, really? I mean, we all love William Shatner, right? And I said, what was William Shatner like? And he said, oh, he was not a nice man. He said he tried to steal my wine glasses that he had in the back of the limo. And I said, this doesn't sound like William Shatner. And I asked him, I said, how tall was the guy? And he said, like 6'4". And I said, you know, that's not William Shatner. And I said, did he say his name was William Shatner? And the guy said, no, he said his name was Bill Archer. He said, but I know it was really William Shatner. And I thought, boy, we got a doozy of a driver here. And of course, Narissa finally says, have you ever heard of the movie The Secret? And the guy says, no, I never heard of it. And Narissa says, that's the movie he's in. But by then, he thought we were fabricating a completely different story to hide the fact that I was actually in Law and Order and Desperate whatever. You know, this is the man who picked up Bill Archer, who thinks he's William Shatner. Bizarre. But in many ways, we're all doing that. In many ways, we're doing that. We're not doing it intentionally any more than he was doing it intentionally, but there is all of this data that's keeping us from being here. And that was playful data that makes a funny story, but it's still data. So what we're here to do today is to clean as much of that as possible. I have been doing nonstop cleaning to the best of my conscious ability ever since I took my first workshop with him, which is now, I think, 3 years ago. Mark would have to remind me. And for me, it is just saying, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you, non-stop. It has become my new self-talk. Now, all of you know what self-talk is on some level. You're doing it even right now. That's more of the data that's barking in your ears. And if you listen to your self-talk, it is amazingly critical. And if your best friend talked to you like that, or any family member, you would kill them. But you're talking to yourself. At least the data is talking to yourself in there. And what I've been working on is to replace that negative self-talk with, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. I don't say it in any particular order, but I do say it, and I am saying it right now. It's the background talk in the back of my head. When I was listening to him speak, it was going on in the back of my head as I'm standing over there. And as I keep doing this cleaning, inspiration is allowed to come through. One of the examples that I want to give you that happened recently, that I don't even think I showed you, is I was in a fitness contest at one point, and I wasn't drinking any margaritas or anything like that that everybody else was drinking, and I was out with friends, and all of them were having a margarita while I was having ice water. And the average of margarita has like 700 to 1,000 calories in it, so it was really off limits. And I was frustrated, and I hit my fist down, and I said, what we really need is a bodybuilder's margarita, a fitness margarita of some sort. Where was that coming from? Where was that coming from? So that idea was coming to me, and when these ideas come, I think they come by grace. They come by a gift. They're coming, I think, from the zero, from the divine, from God. They're coming as a gift. And in that particular moment, I originally said it as a jokingly frustrated moment. But Narissa pointed out that that's actually a good idea. I'm known to follow through on things pretty well, almost to a scary degree. And I now have Fit-A-Rita. And Fit-A-Rita is the world's first healthy margarita mix. This has 6 calories in it. It has no sugar in it. It has no carbs in it. You add a shot of tequila, 6 ounces of water, this, you mix it all up, and you have a healthy margarita. Now, the predictions are, I'm going to make a whole lot of money. Well, it sounds like money as I shake it, actually. I'm hearing money. This is coming from inspiration. It is not me being strategic.